So we're back for another segment on NIRS, and the question that I'm answering today is, how low can SmO2 go? So the quick answer is it can go to 0%, meaning you've now extracted and utilized all the oxygen that was coming into the muscle. Now, if we try to differentiate that a bit, do you really have 0%? Do you really extract everything? It's hard to say. So we started getting into a little bit of a question of how well does NIRS function, questions of validity. I tend to say it's probably not 0%. I don't know what it is, but if you're getting a 0% value on your MOXIE, for example, your SmO2 value is really low, okay? It doesn't matter anymore if it's 5% or 7% or 10%. If you watch the right and left video from before, that range of 10% that I talked about, right and left difference, is the same here. So if you have 0, you might have 10%, you might have 5%. The reality is you've basically used all of the oxygen that's coming in. So that has to do with how low can your SmO2 get. Now, to the concerns of validity, we can talk about NIRS validity if someone asks that question in a different segment for time's sake. But a couple points there. So if you take venous blood draws during max intensity exercise or post-occlusions, you do get venous blood saturation values that are going well below 30% saturation. The problem with the venous blood draw is that you're taking into account, you're basically collecting the blood that's coming from your skin and your muscles, and all these different areas get pooled together. And not all these different areas, your skin and your muscle, are not going to be as metabolic. Your skin is not going to be as metabolically active as your muscle, so it's not going to extract and utilize as much oxygen. But that, in your venous blood draw, that blood is getting pooled into there too. So you would assume that your venous blood percent is going to be higher than what if you were purely to take it out of the muscle capillaries. So if you see values in the venous blood draw that are going below 30%, you should see at least values on your NIRS saturation scaling that are going to go below 30%. If you're getting values that are only going to 40%, there's some likely that NIRS device isn't working that great. So you should be able to see in athletes that have well-developed muscles low percentages. Now, if 5% is accurate or 10%, we're talking just low values. So SmO2 values can go down to those really low values. I know a lot of people get concerned about this because they feel it's unrealistic. How is it possible that I can go 10%? It seems, and I think one of the big problems with that is seeing those low values is, first of all, people, they use the technology for the first time and they have expectations which they likely shouldn't have because they're not aware of what's actually happening. Remember, we're measuring, it's supposed to be measured in the capillaries as close as possible. So that's that point about expectations that people have. And I was going to make one more point now that I'm thinking about it. Expectations that people have, and okay. Sorry about that. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So we had a cut in there. Sorry about that. But I found that again. So the other point that I was going to make, aside from the expectations, is that people have to remember that if you're seeing a value that's low, let's say 0% or 5% or 10%, that doesn't mean that you're not getting any oxygen to that muscle, okay? You're getting an arterial saturation. We're talking 90 to 100%. Otherwise, there's a whole different complication. If you're not bringing in if you're not bringing 90 to 100%, there's a different complication. You are just extracting it all and using it all, okay? You're running highly oxidatively. All that oxygen is getting pulled off and used. So it's not this, oh, I now have no oxygen. No, you're getting lots of oxygen, you're using it all. Just you've maximized your extraction. If you were at 0%, in theory, you would have completely maximized extraction and utilization of that oxygen. That's the other point. That's pretty much everything I wanted to say today. Thank you very much, and hopefully I'll see you guys again next week. All right, bye-bye.